It begins in the quiet hour before dawn. The sky is still dark, the city asleep, and there you are, standing at the edge of your life, staring into a horizon that hasn't yet revealed its color. You feel it, the pulse of something calling. Not loud, not clear, but steady. A whisper that says, it's time. Time to rise from the comfort of maybe someday. Time to face the truth that no one else can begin your story for you. Every soul is given a moment like this, a moment that tests whether you don't stay in the safety of waiting or step into the fire of becoming. And though the path ahead looks uncertain, there's something far more dangerous than failing. It's never beginning at all. Every story starts in silence. Before the applause, before the headlines, before the world knows your name, there is that quiet, trembling second when you stand alone, staring at the unknown. The air feels heavier. The heart beats a little faster. And somewhere inside, a small voice whispers, maybe I'm not ready. That is how every beginning feels. Not like triumph, but like tension. Not like glory, but like fear disguised as responsibility. We love the idea of success, the spotlight, the recognition, the finished masterpiece. But beginnings are never glamorous. They are messy, uncertain, full of awkward drafts, sleepless nights, and questions with no clear answers. Yet that is where courage lives. Not in victory, but in the decision to start. Think of J.K. Rowling sitting in a tiny apartment, broke, divorced, raising a child alone. She had no publisher, no connections, no certainty. Only a story in her heart about a boy with a scar, and the stubborn belief that it mattered. She began. Not because she was fearless, but because she refused to let fear decide her future. That's what courage really is, fear. Walking forward anyway. Courage to begin is not about being ready. It's about taking the first step even when your hands are shaking. It is about saying, whoa, yes, to the call of life, when comfort tells you no. Every great journey, every invention, every revolution, every work of art began with that same fragile spark, someone daring to begin. When Steve Jobs started Apple in his parents' garage, he wasn't a legend. He was a curious young man chasing possibility. Later, when he was fired from his own company, he faced the hardest restart of all, beginning again after humiliation. He once said, the heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. And that's the secret. Beginnings, though terrifying, carry the purest form of freedom. Because when you begin, the world hasn't told you who you are yet. You get to define yourself. Starting is hard, but continuing through uncertainty is harder. Once the excitement fades, the path reveals its real face. Loneliness, self-doubt, and the slow erosion of confidence. The first few miles of any dream feel like running uphill in a storm. Your mind becomes a battlefield between what you hope for and what you fear most. You start to ask yourself, what if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I'm not good enough? But courage doesn't silence those questions. It learns to walk beside them. Consider Malala Yousafzai. She began her fight for girls' education at an age when most children still fear speaking in front of a class. Her courage to speak the truth in a world of danger became a light for millions. Even after being shot, she began again. This time, not as a local voice, but a global symbol. Courage isn't loud. It often comes quietly, wearing the face of persistence. When Usain Bolt lost races early in his career, people doubted he'd ever become a champion. But courage isn't about proving others wrong, it's about proving your own heart right. He returned to the track day after day, training under the Jamaican sun, chasing seconds most of us would never notice. Until one day, he broke the barrier of human speed. Every champion was once an amateur who refused to stop. The middle of the journey, The uncertain chapters between beginning and breakthrough is where most people give up. Because it feels like walking through fog, no applause, no clear path, no guarantee. But the fog is not a punishment, it's preparation. It's there to shape your spirit, to strengthen your purpose, to teach you that beginnings are not one moment, but a series of rebirths. You begin again every morning. You wake up, still chasing the dream. You begin again every time you fall, but choose to stand. You begin again when the world goes silent and you decide to sing anyway. That's courage. Not a single act, but a rhythm of resilience. The courage to begin is not about the first step. It's about the 1,000 unseen steps that follow. Those who dare to begin discover something sacred. That fear never truly disappears, but your faith grows stronger. Amelia Earhart didn't fly across the Atlantic because she wasn't afraid. She did it because she was, and yet she went anyway. Her name became more than a pilot's. It became a synonym for courage. In the same way, every act of beginning plants a seed of legacy. Not everyone will see your struggle. Not everyone will understand your fire. But the world needs that first flame, because from it, others find their light. Every generation needs new beginners, people who look at the impossible and say, let's start anyway. Courage to begin is the bridge between dreaming and doing. It's the force that separates those who wish from those who build. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to have one reason strong enough to start. Because beginnings don't wait for perfection, they create it. When you look back years from now, you won't remember the fear. You'll remember the moment you decided to step forward despite it. That decision is the moment life begins to open. And as you walk your own path, remember this: you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your beginning needed you to be. The courage to begin is not about finishing fast. It's about daring to show up. So take the first breath. Write the first line. Run the first mile. Say the first word. And when doubt whispers, you're not enough, smile and whisper back, maybe not yet, but I'm beginning. Because beginnings are not small. They are the birth of every miracle the world has ever known. And so, when the music of life slows down, when the applause fades, when the lights go out, there remains one thing: the quiet pride of knowing you began. You started when it was easier to hesitate. You believed when no one else could see. You dared when doubt was the only companion. That's courage, not the noise of victory, but the stillness after the storm. Because beginnings are eternal. They never truly end. They ripple forward, touching hearts you may never meet, inspiring someone else to start their own. So if tonight you stand again at the edge of a dream, a decision, or a destiny, remember this: the hardest step is never the last one. It's always the first.